we can start the program, which will be, well, as I promised yesterday, an exciting episode today. It looks like the watch party is running, Facebook is running, YouTube is running, Twitter and Periscope are running. So now all we got to do is actually start the show. You are listening to The American Soundbite, a podcast that features common sense thoughts of this everyday American. This is the start of the most valuable 10 minutes of your day. I'm glad you're here, and well, congratulations on joining us. Hey, before we start the program today, I'd like to ask you to help out your friends, your neighbors, your coworkers. Let them know that you start your morning by listening to the American Soundbite. So find that share button. Let them know on social media that the American Soundbite is a program that you use to get your brain juices flowing and to get you a little more educated than they are each and every day. It'll help them, and, well, they will thank you for it, I promise. As we get into our show today, I would like to, well, let everybody know that we are now broadcasting live on Facebook Live, on Periscope, on Twitter, and as of today, on YouTube. And for those of you listening in the podcasting world, we are also on iHeartMedia. So welcome to everybody. The topic today is about Chaz. I'm sure you've all heard about this cop-free, unregulated, taken over zone that now they're claiming are an independent nation in the middle of downtown Seattle. This group of anarchists has taken over an abandoned police station and 7 blocks in the city, and have, created their own rule and their own control. And they've gone to the businesses and demanded that, well, they pay them a fee to provide security and all kinds of things that are going on. The police won't enter, EMS won't enter. People live in buildings in this area, and it's total chaos. And that sucks that the city of Seattle, that the state of Washington isn't doing anything or hasn't done anything either preemptively or, well, reactively right away to protect the people who live there and the businesses who are there. But they've literally abandoned those people. The sad thing is that has set a model that's going to be replicated in your hometown. Nope, I know it's not on the lamestream media. I know nobody else is talking about it because there's so much news and there's so much, well, advertising that they can sell just off of the existence of Chaz in Seattle. But I promise you that the people who are behind the people who have invaded the 7-block area of Seattle are also making plans for it to happen in other cities around the country. Why? Because the people who are actually behind this want chaos. They want you, they want me, they want the American people to feel unsafe. They want us to see that there's a lack of control, that there's a lack of power, that our freedoms and our liberties aren't important, but instead there is a higher power that we should rely on. And no, I'm not talking about a higher deity that we pray to and believe is there for our afterlife. I am specifically talking about an organization that is well, out there ready to swoop in and tell you that as long as we let them in, that they'll provide us security, they'll provide us safety, they'll end all of this nonsense. And all we have to do is give up our rights. Give up our freedoms. Give up, well, everything that makes America, America. These are people that literally hate not just the idea of, but the existence of America. These are people that are living in America that hate the fact that we are here. Some of those people are already in politics. They already work in government, in local governments, in state governments, even in the federal government. There are people who work there who hate that we exist. And over the years, they have been growing in mass. They have been accumulating power, and they've been waiting for something like this that gives them the ability to stand up and say, this is the time for change. You can call it mutiny, you can call it anarchy, you can call it whatever you want. But in reality, it comes down to people that don't like the fact that you have liberties, that you have freedom, and they want to take that away. And the way they do that is by making you feel insecure, by scaring you because there's an existence of, this area, and it's coming to your city. And it's going to spread, and it can spread, and they're going to step up and they're going to say, we can stop it. But you have to just give us one little thing, just your freedom. Is it worth it? Well, I don't believe so. Early on in the existence of America, several people have said that people who are willing to give up a little bit of their freedom, i.e. their liberties, for a sense of security, of safety, deserve neither. Now, that doesn't mean that we shouldn't be safe. What it does mean is that you and I are responsible for our own safety. It doesn't mean that we need to, grab our guns and start patrolling the streets, protecting ourselves. But we do have to be smart. We do have to protect ourselves. But we do need to understand that overall, our liberty, our freedom is the thing that is of the utmost importance. In society today, we've largely forgotten that. We're looking at, we need government to feed the poor. We need government to house the homeless. We need government to take care of abandoned children. We need government to, okay. The common thread there is we need government. In reality, we don't. What happened before government fed the poor? What happened before government provided housing for the poor? What happened before the government took care of abandoned or children? Quite simply, organizations existed. Organizations that were not funded by our tax dollars. They were funded by our charitable contributions. They were funded, they were mostly run by our religious organizations. Churches, religious communities, they banded together and said, hey, we've got homeless people in our community. Let's shelter them. Hey, we've got people who don't have the means to provide food for their families. Let's fill that need for them. We've got pregnant teen mothers who are running scared. Let's provide for them. We've got children that have been abandoned. Let's provide for them. These communities, these faith-based communities, raised money amongst their own community, and they helped these people. It wasn't about government. It wasn't about control. It wasn't about rule. It wasn't about power. It was about local people helping local people in need. And the nature of people in America, the nature of people in the world is that we are always going to help. Sure, there's going to be some selfish people, and you know what? They have the right to be selfish. But at large, the American populace is very giving. Look at these sites like GoFundMe and whatever, which, by the way, make a profit on every dime that you donate to worthy causes. The American people are very giving. We're very kind. We're very generous people. We don't need the government to do these things for us. When we have or allow the government to take that power and to do that, we give up some of our liberties. By the way, we also give up a lot of our dollars, because in order for the U.S. government to give $1, like to support the homeless or the poor, it costs 100 tax dollars to give $1 to a person. By the way, when a church does it, they don't take anything money out of it. But the government, well, we've got to employ people to run these agencies and to do all this stuff. So $100 for the government and $1 for the people. That all comes out of our pocket. But instead of us choosing to help people, they just steal it from us. What's going on right now with Chaz, with the fact that this whole notion is spreading across the country, is that they want to control us, and they know that they can control us by fear. It's the number one way. The easiest way to control people is to create fear, and that's what they're trying to do. Now, I don't stop for a minute to not blame the Democratic-controlled stronghold of the city of Seattle, of the state of Washington, for allowing this to happen. They should have stopped it in the beginning. They should have never allowed it to occur. But the fact that it happened all of a sudden triggered the opportunity for this to spread. And it's the opportunity based on the fact that they want you and me to be afraid. They want you and me to give up our liberties so that we give more power, more control to a group of people in government who will help us. Well, government doesn't help. Every time that government does anything, it hurts us more than it helps us. And that's something that we need to be aware of. We do need to protect ourselves. We do need to protect our families. And whatever that means to you, you should take those precautions. But at the same time, we need to lean on our governing bodies. We need to lean on the media. We need to lean on, well, everybody who is responsible to do their jobs, to stop this from spreading, to put an end to it once and for all, and to bring rule of law and accurate governance back to our nation, back to our states, and back to our local communities. We can't let fear rule us. We can't let government take ultimate control. And we have to understand that our freedom is what's being attacked right now. And that we, you and I, need to protect that freedom. It's a huge topic, way more than the 10 minutes we have allotted for this program. But it's something that we need to focus on. It's something we need to think about. It's something we need to talk with our fellow Americans, with members of our community, with our friends and family about, and figure out a solution, figure out a way to approach this, figure out a way to deal with it. And we need to do it now. You have been listening to The American Soundbite. This is a podcast that features, well, common sense thoughts of an everyday American. This has been the most valuable 10 minutes of your day, and I am really glad that you joined us for the conversation today. Hey, before you go, there's a like button down at the bottom of the app. Whether you're watching us on YouTube or Facebook Live, or you're listening to us on iHeartMedia, find that like button. Let me know that you enjoyed the content of the program and the format that we have. Also, while you're at it, the share button is there to let your friends, your family, your coworkers on social media know that you start your day by listening to the American Soundbite. They're not smart enough to find it by themselves, but you can be the leader that drives them to, well, a solution that makes their days better. Thanks a lot. I hope you have a great day, and God bless. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a wrap. Hey, again, welcome to our new viewers on YouTube, effective today, on both Periscope and Twitter in the last couple days. And obviously, Facebook Live is where we kind of started playing with this whole streaming video thing. Our list of resources on the podcast side are forever growing. We're almost weekly, we're adding additional podcast hosts, places where you can download the American Soundbite. So we're virtually available, well, everywhere that you are. So make sure that you let your friends, your family, your coworkers know that the American Soundbite is worth the 10 minutes each and every day. Thanks a lot for joining us. I hope to see you again.